the Dragon's Cave. In a far-off land, there lived a kind and generous princess named Liana. Liana loved all creatures big and small, but there was one creature that always fascinated her, dragons. One day, while exploring the outskirts of her kingdom, Liana stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside the cave, she found a magnificent dragon with shimmering green scales and bright red eyes. The dragon introduced himself as Drake and welcomed Liana into his home. From that day forward, Liana visited Drake every day, and they became great friends. She would bring him fruits and vegetables to eat and listen to his stories of far-off lands and adventures. But one day, Liana noticed that Drake seemed sad. She asked him what was wrong. And he told her that he was the last of his kind and feared he would never find a mate to start a family with. Liana was determined to help her friend, and she went on a quest to find another dragon. After traveling for days, Liana finally found a female dragon, Luna, who was also looking for love. Liana brought Luna to the cave, and Drake and Luna fell deeply in love. They soon had a family of young dragon hatchlings, and Liana became like a second mother to them. Years passed, and the dragons grew bigger and stronger. They would often go on adventures with Liana, protecting her from harm and helping her defeat evil magical creatures. In the end, the kingdom prospered under their watchful eye, and Liana was happy to have found such loyal and brave friends in the dragons. And so, the legend of the Dragon's Cave became known throughout the land, inspiring generations of children to be kind to all creatures, big and small. The Dragon's Sacrifice. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there was a great dragon named Flame. Flame was the most magnificent and fearsome dragon in all the land, but he was also kind-hearted. Unlike other dragons who enjoyed causing destruction, Flame only caused chaos when he was provoked. One day, a group of knights came to the kingdom to defeat Flame and claim his treasure. Flame had no choice but to defend himself, and in the process, he destroyed a few buildings in the village. The people were furious and demanded that Flame be put to death. But the king knew that Flame was a noble creature and decided to give him one chance to redeem himself. He declared that Flame would have to protect the kingdom from an evil sorcerer who was planning to attack the kingdom with his army of dark creatures. Flame accepted the challenge and went on his way to defeat the sorcerer. Along the way, he met a young orphan boy named Jack. Jack wanted to help Flame defeat the sorcerer, and so he joined him on his journey. Together, Flame and Jack faced many challenges, but they never lost hope. They finally arrived at the sorcerer's castle, where they faced a fierce battle. Flame's fire breath destroyed the sorcerer's army. But the sorcerer managed to capture Jack. Flame realized that the only way to save Jack was to sacrifice himself. He flew straight into the sorcerer's castle, burning everything in his path and freeing Jack. Jack watched in awe as Flame's powerful flames took down the castle and the sorcerer. After the battle, the kingdom was saved, but they mourned the loss of Flame. They realized that he was not just a dragon, but a true hero who sacrificed his life for the greater good. From that day on, the village erected a statue of Flame to honor his memory and his bravery. And so, the legend of Flame the dragon lived on as a tale of sacrifice, courage, and true heroism, inspiring generations to come. The Little Dragon and the Great Adventure. Once upon a time, in a far-off magical land, there lived a little dragon named Sparky. Sparky was unlike any other dragon. He was not fierce or scary, but instead, he was kind and gentle. He loved to spend his days exploring the land, meeting new creatures, and learning about the world around him. One day, Sparky decided to venture further than he ever had before. He flew over mountains and across oceans until he finally came to a dark and mysterious cave. As he approached the mouth of the cave, he heard a loud growling noise coming from inside. Determined to find out what was causing the noise, Sparky took a deep breath and entered the cave. Inside, he found a huge dragon, much larger than he was, with a menacing look in its eyes. Sparky tried to befriend the other dragon, but it was mean and wouldn't listen. Suddenly, The large dragon lunged at Sparky, ready to attack. But, to everyone's surprise, Sparky's gentle nature caused the larger dragon to stop in its tracks. Sparky talked to the dragon and discovered that it was angry because it had lost its family. This made Sparky very sad. And he knew he had to help the dragon find its family. Sparky set off on a journey to help the dragon find its family, and along the way, they encountered various challenges and obstacles. They climbed steep mountains, crossed raging rivers, and faced many other dragons. But Sparky's kindness and gentle nature helped them overcome every challenge they encountered. Finally, after weeks of searching, they found the larger dragon's family. The huge dragon was overjoyed, and as a thank you, invited Sparky to come live with him and his family in the cave. Sparky agreed, and from that day on, he lived happily with his newfound dragon family. And so, Sparky's bravery and kindness had not only helped him find a new home, but it had also shown that even the fiercest of dragons could be tamed with love and compassion. From then on, Sparky was known as the little dragon who had a heart of gold, and he lived happily ever after. The Dragon Tamer. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a young girl named Ava. Ava lived in a small village and had always dreamt of being a dragon tamer. One day, she decided to set off on an adventure to find these magical creatures. As she journeyed through the forest, she came across a fiery red dragon who was stuck in a trap. Ava knew that this was her chance to prove herself as a dragon tamer, so she bravely approached the dragon. At first, the dragon was wary, but as Ava got closer, he realized she meant no harm. With her quick thinking, Ava managed to free the dragon from the trap, and in return, the dragon promised to show her his home. As they flew through the sky, Ava couldn't believe the beauty of the dragon's home. She also met other dragons who were amazed by her bravery. However, their happiness didn't last long as an evil witch captured all the dragons, including the one Ava had saved, and kept them in a dark cave. Ava knew she had to save them and asked her friends in the village for help. Together, they made potions and spells to help her defeat the witch. As Ava entered the cave, she found the witch who was guarding the dragons. With her friend's magic, Ava transformed into a dragon and battled the witch. Ava used her taming skills to talk to the dragons and convinced them to join her in the fight against the witch. Soon, the witch was defeated, and all the dragons were free. The villagers cheered as Ava brought back the dragons to their home. Ava realized that she had finally become a dragon tamer, and her dreams had come true. From that day, Ava and the dragons lived happily ever after, soaring through the skies and protecting the kingdom from harm. And so ends the tale of the Dragon Tamer, a story of bravery, friendship, and magic that will be told for generations to come. The Dragon Princess and the Lost Kingdom. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, lived a beautiful princess named Liera. She was known for her bravery and kindness. One day, while exploring the kingdom, she stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside the cave, she found a tiny dragon who had been abandoned by its mother. Liera took the dragon under her care, and they became best friends. The dragon, whom Liera named Sparky, grew quickly and developed wings. Liera was amazed and delighted by her new friend's ability to fly. One day, Sparky told Liera about a lost kingdom that was in trouble. The kingdom was ruled by a great dragon who had become greedy and selfish. He had burned down villages and taken over the resources of the land. Liera knew that she had to help the lost kingdom, and Sparky offered to fly her there. They journeyed through dark forests, over tall mountains, and across treacherous rivers until they finally arrived at the lost kingdom. The great dragon saw them coming and swooped down to attack them. But Liera was not afraid. She had brought with her a special sword that had been gifted to her by her father. The sword glowed brightly as Liera wielded it, and she struck the great dragon with all her might. The dragon roared in pain and retreated back to his lair. Liera and Sparky met with the people of the Lost Kingdom and learned about their struggles. They promised to help the kingdom find peace and prosperity. Liera used her diplomacy skills to negotiate with the great dragon and convinced him to share the resources of the land with the people of the Lost Kingdom. And so, the Lost Kingdom was saved, and Liera and Sparky became legends in the land. The people of the kingdom honored them with a feast and crowned Liera as the Dragon Princess. From that day forward, Liera and Sparky were inseparable and continued to help those in need throughout the land. And so, the tale of the Dragon Princess and the Lost Kingdom became a favorite bedtime story for children everywhere, reminding them that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference in the world.